Hi friends, welcome back to my channel on Affordable Business Tips. Today we're going to talk about investing in people, what happens when investing in people backfires and how to handle it, and as a working mother, giving yourself grace in business. So the last one hits a little bit home. I feel like I've been struggling with that lately, so I kind of want to speak to it. If I'm struggling, there's got to be other women that are struggling. So those are the three things we're going to discuss in today's video. Let's get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is investing in people. So when you get started in business, there's all this chaotic time leading up to the opening of your business. Like if you have a brick and mortar, like the physical opening of the doors, or if you have an e-commerce, the going live of your website or whatever. So there's all this chaos and like energy surrounding the opening date, right? Or your scheduled time to where everything goes live. But then usually if you're a new business, especially if you're a new business in your community that hasn't existed before, there's a lot of downtime afterwards because people have to learn about you. They have to figure out the secret and, come in and visit your business. So what do you do with that downtime? It can drive you crazy. You can wonder if you made the right choice in opening your business, if you have what it takes to be in business, because there's dead time. There always is. And any business that tells you that there isn't, they're lying because of their own ego. Now, you will get to a point to where time is a very high commodity. Like you don't have much of it to waste. But in the beginning days, that's usually not the case. So today I'm going to talk about the things you can do to fill your time that will invest in your business and help it be more successful. The first thing that I think is very important is networking. So my advice is to look at your local Chamber of Commerce website or go down and visit them and find a local business networking group. Almost every county, town has them. And so what a business networking group is, if you're not familiar, is a group of businesses in your area. They usually meet during business hours, Monday through Friday. So usually like you'll grab breakfast somewhere or lunch. It's an hour to an hour and a half usually. And there's other businesses that may be like-minded or in the same area of business that you're in. And then you'll have businesses that are completely have nothing in common with your business. But you're able to network and learn the bosses behind those businesses and learn their passion. And it really makes you want to invest in their business as well. But what happens is they learn about you and they learn about your passion, and it makes them want to invest in your business too. So it's a very give and take. And usually a local networking group is free or a very low monetary amount. Like when I first got started, we did a local networking group in my community, and it was $100 for the year. The people that I met in that networking time, I am still friends with. There are some that we've developed an actual friendship with. Others I respect highly in business, and I still use their businesses today because they had good work ethic, character, and I liked their business platform. I liked what they're passionate about. So we're now 7 years. We just celebrated 7 years in business, and I still use those businesses, and some of them still use mine. So I think that's very important. Not only are you networking and letting people learn about your business, you're also with like-minded people and peers that want to succeed. And some of them may be in business longer than you. They may not have been in business as long as you. So you can all learn from each other. And I think that is a great exchange of information. The next thing I would advise on is volunteering in your community. So volunteering takes time. There's no monetary or financial agreement to it. And what I try to do is volunteer for issues that hit home for me that I'm passionate about. So I usually give my time to female-driven or uplifting the female youth in my community. That's usually what I'll volunteer for, or I will give a monetary amount to. Most recently, this one is the one that comes to mind. So I hosted an event in my business for The Call, which anyone that is local, The Call deals with fostering and the youth, like the female, well, not just female, but Our event was for the female youth in our county and surrounding counties, and it was kind of like a back to school bash. So one, that was very enjoyable for me. And I met a lot of people that I would not normally have met. I learned a lot more about fostering and the foster care system, which honestly just breaks your heart because there's so many valuable people, valuable children in the foster care system that haven't been given a voice. So if only for a day, we gave them a voice. We let them have their fun. So again, volunteering, I met several people in business that I established connection with. So in the future, if I want to host, which hopefully I will have the time to again, I know exactly who to call. If I want to get involved and give back to a like-minded project, I can start there and I can say, hey, like this is the time frame that I have, or this is the monetary amount that I have. What do you need? So again, I established connections there, and I hope they established connections with me too, because they were some really wonderful people. But that's just one example of volunteering. That didn't cost me anything to volunteer my time. And I had teammates in our business volunteer too. And that just made my heart feel so good, because not only is it my passion, I got to see that it was my team's passion as well. And so they volunteered, they gave of their time, they gave of their product and their energy. And it was just a really great event. So I encourage you to volunteer. Get out there and decide what you're passionate about, decide what you want to make a difference in the world in, and volunteer for it. If it's a soup kitchen, volunteer at a soup kitchen. If it's sponsoring a couple of families at Christmas time to give them a Christmas that they wouldn't have had otherwise that year, do things like that. Just get involved with your community. Not only does it feel good to give back, you almost always establish a connection that you would not have established prior to the event or the volunteering. And then lastly, but also very important, is investing in your team. So I have a team of 15. After 7 years of, 7 years. That's a pretty big team. Or it is for me, because like I said, I'm involved. I try to be involved in all of them. So show up for your team. Show up in business and personally. We celebrate each other. So, for example, when I say show up for your team, I have a woman in our business that has a side or an additional business of permanent jewelry. So she, on the weekends and stuff, she will host her permanent jewelry events within the community. And I have shown up to a couple of those. I go when I can. And then I also sport her work here. I have another younger female in our business that has recently joined the business. She has a side business as well. In the type of industry that we work in, the beauty industry, it's very common for us to have other passions that we've turned into business ideas or business goals. So she has, like I said, she has another business on top of what she does in the salon in our business. And it's called the Pearl Pecos Hat Company, and she does do shipping. She ships her hats all over the U.S., and it's been phenomenal. You've probably seen some of her hats in online boutiques. They're more Western hats, and they're just decorated to any personality or event that you could think of, and they're beautiful. And one of the things that I do for her is I invest in her as well. I share her stuff on our main business page. When you find someone that has a good business idea, don't get caught up in, why didn't I think of that? Try to focus on, that's an amazing idea for her. And she did a great job. Like, she's perfectly suited for that. Let's help her business grow. So again, Pearl Pecos Hat Company and Curtis Ray Permanent Jewelry. I'll put the links in the comments. So it doesn't cost much, if anything, to just support each other and so show up for each other. Because one day you may need that support in return. So just build each other up. That's the main thing of investing in people. In addition to investing in people, so what happens when you've invested in the wrong person? You've given your time and energy to trying to help someone, trying to be supportive or uplifting, showing up for them, and they have not returned the favor, I guess. They have shown a character flaw or a lack of integrity. Honestly, this has happened over and over in my business. I invest in people. That's what I enjoy. So it happens to me a lot, and it can get very discouraging. My tips when that happens: 1, go to the person or people, go to your group, your core support, and let them pour into your cup, because you will be very drained and very frustrated and hurt when someone is malicious or lacks integrity in regards to their actions with you. So go to your core people and let them fill your cup. 2, stay silent. In a small community, especially in a female-driven business, you can get a bad reputation or bad rap, so to speak, for gossiping or speaking out of turn. So stay silent. Work harder. Focus on an event or an upcoming expansion in your business. Give that energy, turn it into a positive. Give all that hurt and disappointed energy, put it into a positive project that you can turn around into something that is either profitable or emotionally rewarding, or you're helping build someone else up. There's no need to talk about things that have happened or someone's character. I think what's really important when something goes wrong, when you've invested in people, is your verbiage on the situation, because everybody always wants to know. They want to know the story. What happened? Okay, well, none of your business, Karen, for one. But also, it shows a character flaw on you to feed into that gossip or that mentality. So, again, verbiage. I tend to use that person no longer represents our team. We didn't have like-minded business goals. She has exited. I wish her the best. The least you say about someone individually, and the more focused you are on your business and being successful and propelling forward, the better. We don't have time. We don't have time for the gossip. We don't have time to assassinate someone's character. And if someone is assassinating your character, it's hard, but stay firm. Just keep your mouth shut. Focus on business, because while that person is wasting their time saying all these negative things about you and how you wronged them, you're busy focusing on business and being more successful. Isn't that what you would rather do anyway? It's what I would rather do. So that's kind of when it backfires in business, when you've invested in people. Just close that door, exit the room quietly, and move on to bigger and better things. Lastly, one of the things I want to talk about is moms in business, right? I feel like I need this too. So I'm going to kind of be my own little cheerleader, and I hope that it helps encourage you as well. I'm at a time in my life where I have small children and I am very busy in business. So my day-to-day in my business, where I'm physically in the business is less as I'm raising my children, but the work is actually more. Like, I'm doing much more behind the scenes. So time management is very important for that. I'm a huge list maker. My Google Calendar, which again, Google for Android, is completely free. My Google Calendar looks like confetti exploded on it because I have stuff scheduled every day, most days. Some of it's personal to fill my cup. Some of it's personal for my kids to fill their cup. And some of it's business. It's just a mixture, a hodgepodge of all those things. But you can get very run down and very discouraged. A lot of times in business, it feels like you're working harder than someone else, but they seem to be thriving. So what I want to speak to that is, one, perception is everything. What I've learned in business, and as I get older, just as a woman, some of the females that look like they have it the most together, you know what I'm talking about? They always have the best clothes, like they're dressed to a T, their makeup is perfect, their hair is perfect, they never have like their roots showing or crooked eyeliner or smudged lipstick, whatever. They're usually the biggest mess on the inside. And that's not a bad thing. That makes us human and that makes us passionate. So just remember that. If it's your day to show up to an event late, a few minutes late, or your eyeliner is smeared across your face and you've got to touch it up in the bathroom real quick, or your kid vomited on your business blazer that morning and you swear you can still smell it and everyone in the room is going to smell it, just remember that everyone, every mom, every female has those days. It's not just you. And I think that's important. I have those days. I'm told a lot that I seem very together. I seem very articulate, intelligent. Like my verbiage is right on. No, I have days that I'm a mess. And I have days that I show up in business that I'm a mess, and you just have to roll with it. You have to say this was not the best day. It's been a little bit rough, but I am here and this is what we're going to accomplish today. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments and I would love to elaborate or help in any way that I can. I think that's it. Let's go out there and seize the day. Let's get some business done. Bye.